Welcome to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffiany. Here we talk about all the food happenings around Acadiana. If you like food, tune in. You might learn something new. Welcome back. We are doing a recorded show from Reve Coffee Lab is now the official name. Carter Liles with Reve Coffee will be on a little later in the show to kind of talk about the changes that's been happening there. But joining me tonight as guest co-host is Terry Dugas. He is the Marketing and Public Relations Director with the Greater Iberia Chamber of Commerce. He's been a guest co-host on the show before, and we are so happy to have him back. Thanks for joining us again on tonight's show.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks for having me back.
Okay, so the World Championship Gumbo Cook-Off is coming up. What do you guys have in store for this year?
We are 28 years strong, so that's really exciting. Actually, the first package just went out today. This year's theme is a superhero. So we've got our new guy, Rue Man, using the power of Rue. So you guys should see that stuff rolling out in the next couple weeks. It's really exciting.
And you guys have an early entry from New York, and this is their first time entering. Is that correct?
Yeah, they actually expressed interest earlier this year, and they've been talking smack the entire time, so we're really excited to see what they're going to do.
Wouldn't it be interesting if they actually end up doing well in the competition?
I mean, yeah, they claim to have some roots down here, and they're just like transplants, so I guess we'll just see what they come up with.
Didn't you guys have an entry last year that was from Japan?
Yeah, we did. We've had kind of people from all over the place submitting themselves for the cook-off, so it's been really great to see what they come up with.
Nice. I was so thankful that you guys asked me to judge last year. I remember I judged the melange, which is my favorite, and I took my 3 favorites and combined them into one and had gumbo the next day, and it was fabulous.
No, yeah, and I think we're probably going to have you back this year. It's just, it's one of those things of we're changing, not changing the judging method, but we're changing the people who are heading up the judging this year. So we're a little slow getting started on that, but everything else is coming up like really fast. So it's gonna be good.
Okay, I'm gonna have to clear my calendar now. I also liked that. So the gumbo cook-off is on the Sunday, but the Saturday everyone kind of just makes whatever, and I really liked that part of it as well.
Yeah, it's we have like the little like food festival on Saturday, and it's just an opportunity for everybody to like get in the mood. It gives people who maybe can't come this Sunday an opportunity to come out and have some really good food. This year we've got a whole bunch of people who've already expressed interest about doing different things that they did from last year, and last year we had such a great turnout, so we think we're gonna have more people participating on the Saturday than we even did last year, and we got some new band lineups and everything, so it should be awesome.
Do you remember some of your favorites from last year?
Everything.
That is such a good PR director answer to that. That's great. All right, we are going to take our first break, and when we come back, we're talking summer fun. So we're going to be talking road trips and snowballs on this episode of the show. So come back to us. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. But before we get to that interview with Carter, I want to take you back to earlier in the week and the Eat Lafayette kickoff event. I did an interview with Acadiana Morning News with Rob and Bernie, and we're going to listen to that interview real quick.
The Lafayette Food Junkie herself, Tiffiany. So we got to see each other last night. Yeah. I kind of told Bern, because, Bernie was hosting the Louisiana Seafood Cook-Off, and you and I kept passing each other, and I said, look, every time Tiffiany and I came within 2 feet of each other, I gave her some kind of review. Like, right, that meatball's too dry. Or, way too spicy for me. That's not for me. Or, this is my favorite. So, Tiffiany, before we start to get down to the nitty-gritty, I want to continue a tradition that we started last year. So, it's only the 2nd annual. But I'm actually going to give awards for my top 3. Gold, silver, and bronze. Things that I liked at the Taste of Lafayette last night. Is that okay with you? I know you're kind of the food girl.
No, go for it.
Okay, so my gold, let's start with the bronze. Okay, let's start with the bronze. Yeah. Because there were 50-plus restaurants there, so being in the top 3 is awesome. The bronze is the meatball stew from Office Hours over on Pinhook.
Oh, man. I didn't find out about that until after I left.
Yes.
I wish I would have had it.
It was super dark, which I love. It was it was cooked down so much that you could not even identify an onion or whatever, which is extra points for me and for my kids who get weird about crunchy things. Anyway,
Right.
It was great, and the meatball was perfect and it was juicy. Okay, office hours. That's my bronze. Definitely the top 3. And this was hard this year. Silver is Alici's Pizza, the pork meatball in Alfredo sauce.
Oh my God, I passed by them and I just saw like 6 trays of pasta.
Yes.
And I was like, I love you.
I have never had a meatball in Alfredo sauce before.
They get crazy over there, and I love them. I cannot say enough good things about Alici's Pizza.
And I like that it's kind of like old school Lafayette. They still have the old sign with the man throwing the pizza up.
You can get the Chianti and the big wine bottle with the
really
picture on it.
Okay. Well, then I'm going there. Okay, and the gold, 2nd year running for the same dish, Riverside Inn crab cakes with the honey mustard sauce.
They kind of make a great crab cake.
It's simple. It's once again, it's not crunchy. My thing about a crab cake is, can we just put out a public service announcement? Cook your vegetables before you put them in the crab cake. Maybe I'm wrong. How do you feel about crunchy vegetables in a crab cake?
I'm not a fan of the crunchy vegetables. I'm a texture.
It should be creamy inside to me. It shouldn't be fill. It should be creamy. And these, it's almost like they have a separate batter on the outside where when you bite into it, it all just kind of flows out. It's great. It's by far like
crab
my Oscars.
Cake,
okay?
You need to go check out St. John Restaurant in St. Martinville, Miss Queen of Louisiana Seafood.
That's
Bonnie
so
Bro.
awesome.
I mean, that's what they're known for.
Crab cakes, really? Okay.
Yes, they are known for their crab cake.
Well, I know she cooked the black drum last night. Do you know if that's something you can get on the menu over there, or maybe it's a new ad?
I don't know. I know a lot of restaurants typically don't cook with drum because it's kind of considered a trash dish.
Okay.
But they're trying to make it in style because it's kind of, we have a lot of it. So I know at home they're trying to encourage people to cook with drum, but I don't really see it on a lot of menus, but that might be something that's about to change.
Okay.
I would think so, yeah.
So what was your favorite? What gets high marks for you last night?
Okay. So I have 2 favorites because I'm torn between 2 of them. The first thing that I had was from Renaissance Market, and it was the hummus and the stuffed bell pepper.
Yes, the stuffed, yes.
I am not a stuffed bell pepper fan, so I didn't eat the bell pepper. However, I like the flavoring of like the meat and the rice and everything inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I ate that and it was delicious. And I kind of feel like Renaissance Market is kind of a hidden gem. Not a lot of people know about it. The Ladies Who Lunch crowd that go to the oil center, like they definitely know about it. But
and where is it located?
People need to check them out.
Where is it?
Okay, it's kind of tucked in the back of the oil center. I want to say it's on Harding, and it's inside of an antiques market.
Oh, that makes sense.
So,
okay.
Right. So that's what makes it a little difficult. But inside of this antiques market is this really great little bistro that's doing Mediterranean dishes and sandwiches and soups and salads.
And the hummus,
you can get like a whole
too.
bottle of wine there too.
Oh, wow.
So
all right.
stuff.
All right.
So number 2 would be the Cajun table. And they did a fried catfish with shrimp etouffee, and the shrimp was also fried. I have been very impressed by these guys. It's a young couple that started as a food truck here in Lafayette. They've recently gone brick and mortar, and they're just putting out real good Cajun comfort food.
Wow. Yeah, it was a really good one. And like you said, the difference was the fried shrimp and the shrimp etouffee. I mean, it was a whole different taste.
They do, I want to say on Wednesdays, their special is a crawfish etouffee, and they do it with the fried crawfish. It's like, it has the crawfish and the crawfish etouffee, but they put the fried crawfish on top too.
All right, I don't have plans today, so maybe so.
Yeah, I'm good. Check it out.
I mean, how cool is it? You cover this industry and, restaurants and pop-ups especially, which I know is like a new thing. Ethnic food pop-ups is a big thing you talk about a lot on your show Sunday nights here on KPEL. How important is it for the Louisiana Seafood Cook-Off, though, to acknowledge Acadiana and take the cook-off out of New Orleans for the first time in its history?
That is a big deal. When they made that announcement, I was kind of shocked. Usually the seafood competition coincides with the huge like trade expo for the restaurant industry.
Okay.
And I'm usually there for it because there's also this farm to table symposium that happens in New Orleans. And it's a big deal. Like, the chefs look forward to it. The restaurants look forward to it. So when they announced that it was going to take part with the Eat Lafayette kickoff event, I was shocked. But this is great. Like, this is so good for Lafayette. I think this was the best event yet in my history of going to the Eat Lafayette event. So it's only going to get bigger and better.
Awesome. Well, Tiffiany Deku, our own very capable and talented Lafayette food junkie. You can hear her show every week, Sunday nights at 6, right here on KPEL. Just such great information. And you know what my favorite part about your show is? I'm going to give you some live good criticism, constructive.
Ooh, go for it.
It's not even constructive criticism. It's a compliment.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I love, there's someone who you have had on a couple times, and she's a server, I think, at La Fonda.
DeQuay Johnson.
Okay,
yes,
DeQuay Johnson.
I love Quay.
I love her because there's just so much insight. Like, a place like La Fonda, no one goes to La Fonda to try it. Like, if you go to La Fonda, you've already been and you love it and you love the atmosphere, and you might even go every Friday night. I love that about it. You've never been to La Fonda?
I've never been.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, we need to make plans then, because
I know.
I mean, it's just such a, when you think of Mexican food, I think a lot of people sometimes just have the same, perspective that all Mexican is all Mexican is. It just, we know what it is. But I mean, then they pull out things at La Fonda like a steak skewer, and then it comes and it's like the best cuts of beef. It is on a skewer, just grilled. Simple. I mean, anyway, well, we need to make a date, Tiffiany. I'll definitely take you. I'll treat for sure.
Oh,
yes,
cool.
and I can get the fried chicken and the margaritas.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
All
I
right.
want to accidentally show up there.
You can come too, Bern.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffiany Deku, and joining me now is Carter Liles, who is the regional manager for Reve Coffee Roasters here in Lafayette. I've been trying to get him on the show for a very long time, and instead of getting him into the studio, we came to him at the new Reve Coffee Lab that just recently transitioned to the new ownership. So thank you for finally coming on the show.
Thank you.
Okay, so first off, we need to talk about the Lab Reve Coffee merger. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, so basically we were not looking to expand Reve to another shop here in Lafayette. We had already begun construction on our Baton Rouge location, which should be finalized in the next few months in Mid-City Baton Rouge at the White Star Market. And we had talked about perhaps a second Baton Rouge location by the end of the year. So we were kind of focused on those two things. And when Thomas, the previous owner of the lab in River Ranch, decided he wanted to move on and go back to school and pursue another career and spend time with his family, he reached out to Nate. And it kind of just seemed, Nate is the owner of Reve, it just kind of seemed like a natural fit for us. Reve and the lab for the last few years had been the two specialty coffee shops in Lafayette. So it's a great place. It was kind of the godfather of specialty coffee in Lafayette, the lab and Thomas. So they had a great staff. They have a beautiful space. They were doing, really, really cool things here that we've always been a little excited about.